I feel when people are making social media content, one of the things that I consistently hear is, just post every day, put something out every day, and do you believe that, yes, you should be putting something out every day and should be part of your kind of daily practice? And if that is the case, how do you keep coming up with more stuff to put out?
Oh, well, I'd love to hear Dan's thing just before I jump in, because Dan, how often should we post? I've gone in season, so I can argue both ways.
Yeah, we could have very different opinions on this one, I think.
And I have all those opinions inside me at one time.
And they're all coming out. So the thought that I had, though, hearing what Rachel was just saying, is like the whole, like, if they don't see it, then try again. And I feel like this is something that we see, like, within our community sometimes, with people who are asking questions of some of our Launch Club coaches. And they're almost like I feel like people have this worry of, like, bothering people or bugging people, or like, oh, I put that post out, so I don't want to put another post out that's similar to that because I just put another post out. I just put the post out like that last week or yesterday or 3 days ago, or I just sent an email about that. I don't want to send another email about it and bother people. But I think so much it's like most likely the person who sees your second one didn't see your first one. And the person who sees your third one probably didn't see your first two. Or maybe they saw it, but they were in the grocery store line and they're actually like, oh, this is cool. I'm glad that this came up again because I am interested in this. And I never, I saw it. It was interesting, was in my mind for about 3 seconds and then moved on. So I think a lot of times people see less of your stuff than you think.
I'm going to push back on you. I know you're really into like snowboarding and like racing cars and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like that car race, in your mind, I bet you have a video of a car race that was like epic. How many times, if it showed up in your feed, would you still want to watch it?
Yeah, totally. I would totally. Yeah, if something showed back up and you're like, oh, this is cool.
45 times, I bet.
Yeah, it's the whole concept of like reruns, right?
And I don't think you'd be tired of it. And if, let's say, they took like a 3-week break from it and they posted the same video again, would you be like, I loved that video last time?
Yeah. Another thing is like, I love like collecting and sending like memes to people, or like, that's basically all I do in social media is like share memes. And like, you see like so much, like I'll see something to pop up and, it's like a meme or a joke or a cat video or something. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And then I go to like it and like I already liked it. Like, whatever, like 2 months ago. And I totally forgot that I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I even saw that the first time. Or I see it again and I'm like, oh, this is still awesome.
Okay, I just love what he said because he talked about memes. I don't see enough businesses using memes because memes are how people communicate, and we can create an audience based on who engaged with content on a meme, and then we can send them to our audience. So like I use memes to help people self-identify. I am this person. I'm interested in this. They literally raise their hands by saying, this is me. And it gets better. They tag their friend who says, this person is also this type of person. And this person I'm sending the message to is also this perfect person for you. I have one of my guys, I collect businesses, and we have like, I have a serious business problem. So one of my businesses is like meal plans that have lots of butter. So like meal plans for people who don't diet. And so we do crock pots, we do like fried chicken. I don't actually eat fried food, but like that's the meal plan for this people. So I have this audience, and I posted a meme like 3 weeks ago. It reached 13.8 million people in like 72 hours. But what I loved about it was the 42,000 comments. And their comments, they weren't like little one-liners like, oh, Jenny Smith, you would love this. No, they were like books. I agree with this so much because of this. Or this happened in my life. And then the person responds, 589 people responded to one of the people's comments and said, oh my word, I agree with you. Or there's something better. And they're having this interaction with each other. Like, we just kind of made like a little microcosm of the earth where we brought the big old giant world and we made it a lot smaller, and I made it smaller with all people who don't believe you should diet if you don't want to, and collected them all together, and they're passionate about, don't judge me if I want to eat whatever I want to eat. I'm happy today, and this is what I do for therapy. This is what I do because my life is harder. This is just what I want today. I'm going to have my casserole with extra butter. I collected those people together, and it was so much fun to see them love on each other. And what I really love about that is now that they've engaged on that content and I help them build that relationship, I now know who's perfect for my meal plan program. I now know who's perfect for like that language. I know exactly what they want to say. And Facebook collected them for me. And now I can instantly say, here's a lead magnet to our taco meal plans, tacos every single day of the week. You want a 7-day taco meal plan that you can get up and running. You can have your tacos in 15 minutes or less. Guys, I've got the meal plan for you. It's got all the extra cheese and queso that you could ever want. And I put that meal plan out there, and now they're joining my email list because they've engaged with me. I know exactly what they want. I know exactly how they talk. I gave a meme to Facebook so Facebook could collect them. So Dan, like what you said about putting it out there multiple times, yes, you have to be consistent. Yes, you have to show up, but also show up in a way that they want to like engage, that they can't help themselves, but they think it's fun. I know what question you're going to ask next. Can I ask it and then you tell me if I'm right, Chris?
Sure, please.
How am I going to create the memes and what am I going to post to grow my list? Is that what your next question is?
Yes, I mean, I think we could absolutely go down that route because it might be. I was gonna ask. Yeah, okay. Essentially, it is the same question, but how do I even come up? Okay, because I'm putting out my content every day. All of a sudden, I get my meme that you're talking about that like hits this community because when I'm new, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know even necessarily who I'm trying to serve yet. And so I'm just putting out content. Like I'm trying stuff, trying. And like you said, it's crickets. And then all of a sudden I get something where there's a little bit of fire and this thing starts to move. And this meme, oh wow, this meme actually went somewhere. This, like I had that happen in my own space one time where I put out memes. And then all of a sudden one of my memes went from like 10 likes to 1,000 or 1,500 or whatever it was. And all of a sudden we're like, whoa, I got something here. Is that kind of how it works? Like, do I just keep putting stuff out until something hits the wall and sticks, or?
There's a strategy, and the strategy starts with kind of the shock across the bow a little bit. I love to post the single post. You know you're a blank when. What is that thing that your people know that you ask them that? And then you say, fill in the blank. So one of my students, this is the same story I use all the time because I want to keep using the same one. Because that way I don't give away content for everybody and every niche. But hers is, she had a software, a template product for digital like creators who like artists, digital artists. So she said, you know you're a graphic designer when, because she thought graphics designers would buy my product. You know you're a graphics designer when? They reply, when I refuse to use Comic Sans for anything. It's not even on my computer. When I play 30 minutes of name that font while I drive down and see the billboards. When I have 50 words for the color purple and none of them are purple. When I'm judging every image I ever see. I mean, okay, they all replied with, how do you know you're a graphics designer? And then they replied back and forth. Those responses, a lot of times we think we have to come up with the memes. I'm not that clever, believe it or not. I'm not that clever. I've gotten good at making memes because I've done it for 10 years, but I'm not good at it. All I did was say, who do you think you are? Okay, well, guess what? I can say that back to you. I can say, I refuse to put Comic Sans on my computer no matter what. Post. Oh, whoa. Everybody engaged. Why? Because I literally used their exact language and I said exactly what they're saying and they all engaged. So once I do that, you know you're a blank when. I call that my litmus test. It's just used to collect your audience and your audience knows exactly who they are. You know you're launching when you're up until 4 a.m. and you're thinking about email again, or you're working through your objections and you know you're a what when. You know you're into launch when you're wondering what email provider you should have because all of those things that make Launch Club what it is. Launchers know what they are. Launchers know who they are. So ask your audience to self-identify. Once they self-identify and say, these are those things, those are your memes. Now, if you just post memes all day, you're not going to actually get somebody to convert to your product, your program. It's kind of like you're back to being the loudspeaker, only now you're a memes loudspeaker. I like to do memes mixed with beliefs and values. Like people who launch believe they're making a difference in the world. People who launch believe that they have an answer inside them that's worth something to someone else. People that launch, we are different because we don't think you have to have the 9 to 5. We don't put people in boxes. Like we believe, what are those things that launch people believe? What are those things that snowboarders believe? What are those things, those values that they hold to that other people might think, oh, that's weird and quacky? What are those beliefs? What are the problems that they face? And when you talk about the problems, how can you make them look fun? You guys ever meet somebody who, like in real life, you go to a party and you're asking them how their day is and they start complaining, but it feels like it's a brag complaint? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm having this problem with my email deliverability. It's at 42 and last week though it was at 47. And you're like, dude, that was a backhand like compliment to yourself. Like, we all know that, right? What are those problems? Because those are the ones that they're willing to talk about on social media and share because they kind of want that problem. We're going to solve a different problem, but on social media, the one that they're going to engage with is the problem that they want. I could go in like all different directions with that one. And other things are like objection crushers, their dreams, the beliefs that they have, tips, myths. Everyone that is in your audience, they know like that person's a liar if they say this or says this. Like, what are those like they're lying signs, which your real people, they already know it. So they're already going to engage if they see that person's a liar or who's the bad guy, Does that help give you some ideas?
This all makes me think so much about what you're talking about, the shot across the bow, too. Because it's like, if you just ask someone to say, like, it's one thing to just ask someone to raise their hand and be like, hey, I do this thing, and introduce all these other people. But just by hitting the share button on something, like, they do that. They announce it to the world, and then it's like, and in like a meme sort of way, or in like a belief sort of way, it's in that way that I think it feels to people a little less, committal, maybe. It's just kind of like something that, the people who they know who are, say, not interested in graphic design, they don't care about fonts or whatever, they're just going to scroll past, so it's like whatever. But the people who are their connections, who are into that, are all going to be like, oh yeah, I'm so there and stuff. So it's kind of a way that they like almost form a little community around themselves while directing that little community towards you too. Like, it's so cool.
It's one of the things that Jeff does really well. He has and you too, Dan, you guys have everyone in the PLF community identify as a launch person, someone who's going to launch before they buy from you. I'm a launcher. I'm someone who believes in launches. You have them agree to that before they ever buy. So that's something that you guys do like phenomenally well. Like, how can we help people self-identify as part of our community before they ever even spend a penny with us? Because we know they're going to become our member in 6 or 8 months, even if they don't sign up in this launch, because they're going to be saving up or for whatever. They're going to self-identify and they're going to tell other people about us. And even if they never tell another person, even if they never buy, Facebook looks at their interaction and says, okay, this person can't buy, but we see they're engaging and we know this other person spends more money than they do though. Facebook does. And we know that person over there is interested in the same topics that this person is. We're going to make sure this other person on Facebook sees this engagement because we think it's relevant to them. So all of it's really good, even if it doesn't lead to a conversion, because they self-identified with me and part of my community. And it just gives me the goosebumps.
Hey, Launch family, I hope you liked that clip. If you haven't checked this out yet, go to getyoulaunch.com. We have some absolutely free, awesome training on launches that you can get. And we also have some really amazing upcoming episodes with really cool guests that I would hate for you to miss. So make sure you hit that subscribe. It helps grow the channel. And the more subscribers, the bigger the guests we can get. So we're in this together. Thanks a lot for listening. And we'll catch you on the next episode.